Hey guys, Mr. Myers is excuse me. Mr. Myers is here, and we are talking about arithmetic sequences. So, a sequence is just a list of numbers that is in an order, and that order has a pattern. An arithmetic sequence, the pattern is that we can add, or that we will add the same number. This is plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. So if we add the same number each time, then it's called an arithmetic sequence. All right, this number that's added each time is called the common difference, and we denote that by a D. All right, so let's take a look at something here. If I was to write this all out, I could actually come up with a formula that lets me know the nth term. What I mean by the nth term is like, if I want to know the fifth term, that's what this is, or the sixth term, or the seventh term. Remember that when I write this list, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. This list is a sequence. This is the first term. This is the second term, third term, and so forth. Right? So if I want to find any term in here, I can use this formula here. A sub n equals a sub 1. This is the first term. This is the nth term. Plus n, the number of terms, minus 1 times d, the common difference. All right, so we are going to use that to do a few problems here where, there's various types of problems that we can do. It's not always going to be, oh, what's the fifth term, right? There might be, we might want the first term given some other information, or the common difference given all this other information. So there's various problems that we can see here, we can have here for arithmetic sequences. Let's take a look. So here's the first one here. Find the next four terms of the arithmetic sequence, negative 8, negative 15, negative 22. Well, if you just think about it, all you really got to do here is figure out how to get from negative 8 to negative 15. Negative 8 to negative 15, we would add negative 7, right? Then negative 15, negative 22, we would add negative 7. Then we add negative 7, add negative 7, and we just keep adding negative 7 each time, and we're going to get the next four terms. So what are the next four terms? Well, if we add negative 7, we're going to get negative 29. Then we're going to get negative 36. Then we're going to get negative 43. And then we're going to get negative 50. So these are the next four terms. So we didn't even have to use the formula excuse me, to find the next four terms in this case. We could just, figure out what the common difference was. All right, why don't you practice this? Why don't you find the next four terms here? Is that what you got? See here where you found the difference? That's another easy way to find the difference, by the way. You just subtract these guys. Subtract, and it'll give you the difference. All right, and then you just add them. Okay, now let's find the 13th term. Well, I'm not going to add these together the whole time. So what's the common difference here? It looks like plus 5, right? Plus 5. So our difference is 5. And I'm not going to keep adding 5 till we get to my 13th term. There's a quicker way. I'm going to use the formula a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So let's plug in what we know. We want the 13th term. Our first term is negative 17. The n is 13, right? That's n. And our d is 5. And do the math. 12 times 5 is negative 17 plus 60, which is going to be negative 43. I did that right? Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Find the indicated term if the arithmetic sequence, if we have a sub 1, we have d, we want to find the 24th term. All right, so we're looking for the 24th term. Remember, our formula is a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. A sub 1 is 3, n is 24, d is negative 5. So 3 plus 23 times negative 5. All right, got to do some math here. We get negative 115, which equals negative 112. Ooh, almost missed that other one. Negative 112. All right, so there's the answer for that one. Let's go on. Find a sub 19 for this arithmetic sequence. So again, what we need to do is we need to find d, right? So d looks to be like negative 3, right? We've got to add negative 3. We're not subtracting 3. We're adding negative 3 each time. So d is negative 3. So remember the formula is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Guess what, guys? You don't need to memorize that, at least in my class, because I will give that to you and you'll be able to use that on the test. A sub 1 is 8. N is here is 19. Minus 1 times d. D is negative 3. We just found that, right? So we've got 8 plus 18 times negative 3, which is going to be equal to 8 minus 54, which is negative 46. All right? All right, why don't you try one here? That's what I got. That was the practice. All right, we got a couple more here. Complete this. 68 is the blank term of the arithmetic sequence. So listen, guys, we want to know what n is, right? This is what is n. So we're going to use a formula. This is just a use of that formula over and over again, guys. So first of all, we need to find out what d is. D looks to be plus 5. Plus 5, right? So d is 5. A sub n is 68. So I'm going to plug in 68. A sub 1 is negative 2. I don't know what n is, so I got to keep that like that. And I know that d is 5. 68 equals negative 2 plus I got to distribute. We got 5n minus 7. Add 7 both sides. 75 equals 5n. Divide by 5. And n is equal to 15. All right, there you go. Oh, by the way, if we wanted to find the formula for this, you know, for the nth term, we would use this side right here. I'll show you. Let me just show you. Write an equation for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is find the d. D here looks to be like 11, right? We add 11 here, add 11 here, add 11 here. So d is 11. So a sub n is the nth term. A sub 1 is negative 26. Plus, again, we're using this guy. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. N minus 1, we don't know what n is, right? And d is 11. Okay, so we're going to distribute. Simplify. 11n minus 37. And this is our formula. So if I wanted any term, I would just plug it in here and I'd find the formula. That's it. All right, so that's all the stuff I have for arithmetic sequences. We'll talk to you soon.